Houston came out tonight. Houston came out. The woman showed up and showed out in Houston, Texas tonight.
The resurrecting power of Jesus would live in this room and would awaken you to the power.
Your skin has to be so tough at all times, especially once folks know your name.
'Cause you're beautiful like a flower, more valuable than a diamond. You are powerful like a fire. You will heal the world with your mind.
Hey lovies, welcome to my channel. My name is Shan. If you've never been here before, go ahead, check out some old videos, get to know me better. And if you have, thank you for joining me again. So I am just getting home. It is April 25th. Thursday night, and I'm just returning from an evening with Sarah Jakes Roberts, her book tour, the Power Move tour. Right off the bat, let me tell you, if this tour is going to be in your city and you haven't gotten tickets yet, well, then again, I know that I saw that a couple of the tickets are already sold out, but if you can get a chance to get into the room, get into the room. So first, let me share this with you. If you will be attending the shows, do not be like me. Do not miss what I missed. My mom said she did see it. Somehow I overlooked it, where there's a clear bag policy. And yeah, well, there's a clear bag policy and there's some things that you just cannot bring in with you. So like for me, I had a mini tripod. I knew, of course, I couldn't bring an extended one, but even the mini one that is like a handheld, I couldn't bring that in. I brought my bag and it was like this big, and immediately the security guard was like, no, that cannot go in. I had to leave it in the car. So just bear that in mind. If you are going, you might just want to have your car key and maybe a little purse. Hopefully that helps you if you are intending to attend. It's not a woman evolve, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Of course, she's launching a new book, and I was talking to someone and they were saying, you know, it's not going to be like a woman evolve, so there's no need. Let me tell you something. If someone has the anointing, it's not like they can just leave it at home and show up without it. Okay. And I was like, hey, if she wrote a book called Power Move, I need to be in there. I need to. So originally I had planned to vlog. The original plan was to do a vlog and also do a get ready with me before, but that didn't work out. By the time my daughter got home, it was just too late. It was only time for me to get dressed, get her sorted out, and get out of here. Hang on one second. I realized I probably did not turn the AC on. I really didn't. Oh, I was wondering where that heat was coming from. I mean, I know, but AC on. Okay, so yeah, that was my original plan. That didn't go as planned, and I was the one who drove, so I wasn't gonna really do much vlogging there, but I did manage to get some clips. I started vlogging when we were going in, just as we were pulling up. I feel so privileged to have caught it tonight because this is the first city that she's showing up to on her tour. So Houston was blessed to have her first when everything is fresh. I mean, there's no doubt that she's going to show out, especially for the last night. She's going to pour everything that she has left in her. But I just felt good to know that I was in the room when she started this. So we were just kind of figuring it out, right? She's like, guys, I'm having a book launch, you know, and it was new for her. I've always wanted to go to Woman Evolve. Last year, my mom and I had planned to go, and then last minute was just a lot happening, and we didn't feel like planning for it, taking the drive. And also, by the time we made the decision to go, it was too late. The tickets were sold out. People were reselling for like 3 times the price, and that wasn't going to work. So yeah, I'm happy that I was there. I did try to get the book after, but baby, I was too late. These people, they came prepared, okay? Going into the room earlier today, I was dealing with something. I had like a decision to make, right? And my mom and I were talking about it before, and then this morning it came up and, things were going in a particular direction. And I had so much uncertainty. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need to figure this out in like a day or two. And I was there. Let me tell you, guys, I was ugly bawling. I'm just happy. You probably hear it in my voice. I'm just happy that it was dark in there because, baby. But yeah, let's get into the clip. Less of me, more of the clips.
That you are here with us tonight. We have such an incredible evening planned for you tonight. What clamps your power down? What thought, what fear, what trauma, what experience has made you believe that power is no longer flowing in your direction? That is the area where we want to invite God to help us break the flow open again. But I want you to take a deep breath, like you're breathing in power, love, and a sound mind. And I want you to exhale, like you're breathing out that spirit of fear, that spirit of grief, that spirit of trauma. Let's do it together. Let's take a deep breath. We can thank God that the power of the cross from 2,000 years ago can show up in Houston, Texas, right here, right now. We make a demand on your glory, your presence, your power, and we say, call us, and our bodies, and our minds, and our health, and our thoughts, and our ideas to function as you have ordained. We call it into alignment in Jesus' name. I pray, amen. That whatever God challenges me to do, that I'm going to do it. And so I just want to take 10 seconds and have just 10 seconds of praise and victory in this place. Like we're already excited about what's on the other side of it. If we could just take 10 seconds, turn to the person beside you and just say,
let me tell you, after she set the atmosphere, she invited Latoya Luckett on the stage. And let me tell you, homegirl is funny, okay? She always has a personality when you see her in movies, but in real life, she's funny, all right? But what I loved about it was how vulnerable she was and how she was able to open up and say, listen, I struggle with things. And she talked about how social media impacts us negatively, how it affects us and the comparison and comparing ourselves to other people. I will insert clips so you can see, but I just found it's really, to me, like, these are things that like that no one has the perfect life, but you'll see people looking at celebrities and they're like, oh, I wish my life was like that, or they have all this money and they have all this fame. But then when you hear them share their truth, it's just an eye opener, like a reminder, like, wow, you have your own struggles too. But what I loved out of all of this is that in all this, in everything that she was going through, she found her way back to God. And that was an important thing for me. Like, hey, when all is said and done, she was originally a church girl. She suffered some church hurt and she found her way back to her creator. That for me was big.
We saw her move in power as a solo artist, where her solo album debuted at the #1 on the U.S. Billboard charts. She's an accomplished actress and philanthropist who is balancing what it means to be a powerful woman, a leader, a mother, a daughter, sister, and a friend. Can you all please help me welcome Latoya Luckett to the Power Moves Tour?
Super excited about her being there, and they were like, yo, she can sing, oh my God. And I was like, she can sing, but can she? And I heard B sing for the first time. And my inner thought was, I don't sound like that. And I was like, what? I was so in awe of her gift. And I celebrated, and I didn't do the hate thing. It was like, whatever. It was like, girl, do you hear you? Like, wow, what a gift. But I started to, on the inside, yeah, the destruction started to happen. And the wait a minute, so many no's, way more no's than yeses. The rejection is something I can't even really put into words. And your skin has to be so tough at all times, especially once folks know your name. So regardless if you're having a bad day, regardless if your heart is broken, regardless if you aren't feeling good enough, regardless if you're being compared to everybody and this is going on at home and all these different things, you have to make it seem like everything is okay. And that's kind of harder now, especially with social media and folks all in your business and carrying on. You can't really keep things to yourself. Sometimes your business make it out before you even get to tell somebody. And I think that makes keeping it together or making it seem like I have it all together a little harder. Like in the entertainment industry, it's almost like you have to be arrogant to keep yourself going, to make you still believe in you when everybody doesn't. And we're almost taught that. Oh man, what y'all?
You're big,
Storms of
Latoya.
life will blow. They're sure to come and go. When I'm calm and doing fine, but the captain of my soul, he's always on board. He rocks me in his arms while riding through the storms. That was the first time I sang to my mom.
After Latoya blessed us with her voice, she invited Nedra Glover Tawab. I think, really hope I'm not butchering the woman's name, but she invited her on. She is an author and she came and pretty much shared, but from a different perspective. She was sharing on boundaries. The whole theme of the night was about your power, owning your power. Hang on, I took notes. Let me see what I wrote here. Possessing our power. There were three things. I know one was possessing our power, presenting our power was the third one. I don't know what I was doing. I was maybe just soaking things up for the second one, but yeah, if you do attend one of the shows and you come across this video, just comment down below what that second one was, because I totally missed that. But I know number one was possessing our power and number three was presenting our power. I don't know what happened, but and there was one of the things that she asked, which is still homework for me. I have it here in my notes. She asked if power is still flowing in my direction, I would be free too. So pretty much what she was sharing was knowing that we still have the power, knowing that we still have the authority. If you know, if you own the fact that you still have power flowing through you, what would you be free to do? What would be that thing that you've stopped yourself from doing, that you've denied, that you shied away from, that you would do? So I still have a blank space for that, because she said it's homework, so we can take some time to think about it. So if you're watching this, take the homework for yourself. I'm sharing it with you. If power is still flowing in my direction, I'll be free to dash, whatever that means for you. Add it to your journal, think about it. Another thing that I noted here, where Sarah Jakes Roberts said, would God co-sign the thoughts that you have about yourself? When she said that, I was like, oh my God, a word. Would God co-sign the thoughts that you have about yourself? And I think that came up when she was talking to Latoya. Because Latoya was talking about like negative self-talk and the things that we doubt, and how dare us speak negatively over our lives, even though God already said what he will do. His promises are true. His promises are yes and amen. And here we come with our messed up minds and we speak negatively. And so Sarah asked us, she asked the audience, would God co-sign the thoughts that you have about yourself? And I was like, man, because I'm sure if you're watching this, you can think of things that you have said about yourself, which was, But yeah, I'll share the other clips from Nedra.
Well, thank you for being here tonight and for being a part of this conversation. I've already completely fangirled in the back. I think
we can honor ourselves and our relationships with others. Sometimes, you know, I heard you talking to Latoya, and one of the things that really stood out is this idea that we don't have the power, and it's always there. It's just been quieted, it's been pushed down, it has been masked so we can fit into different spaces. But it's really important for us to consider ourselves because it's already there. We're not rediscovering it, we're just doing what we feel. When people are offering to assist them, that's what they're rejecting. They're good with rejecting the invite, but they are not as great with saying, actually, I do need some help. I'm having a hard time. This is a difficult moment for me. And one of the ways that we can inject that into our friendships is to be the person to do it. Wonderful is like your prom dress. Like you just want to look at that picture like that was a day. You don't want that dress now. And so allow yourself to miss people, to think about those stories of them, but everybody is not supposed to be in every season with you. Some people need a pause. Some people need to be returned to at a later time.
Like, how do we not make this a debate, but rather a declaration?
I'm gonna go back to, I don't want you to talk me out of it. I don't want you to talk me out of it. I'm going to say something that's going to be new and different for our relationship. You may see me doing some new things. Please allow me to do that. So all those things we're thinking that we shouldn't say, that we can't say, we gotta find the perfect words, we need to say the thing.
After Nedra shared, Sarah brought on her stylist and they gifted this beautiful young woman a makeover, which I thought was so beautiful. You could tell that she was really appreciative and they did a good job. I decided that, you know, maybe we should leave a bit early to avoid the crowd and, you know, the backup for traffic for everyone trying to leave at the same time. And my daughter wanted to use the restroom. So I'm like, okay, let's get out of here. Got out there and let me tell you something. The signs in that building, I do know, because it's like you go through the door and it's like, it says restroom, right? And you're like, okay, where you see a restroom sign, it means there's a restroom. But we're like on the second floor and the guy who works there said, oh, just go through there and whatever. But I didn't realize that he said elevator, which means we're supposed to go down. So now we see restroom here. We see another sign to the other side that says restroom. So I'm like, okay, well, this sign looks closer. Bad call. Took a walk all the way down to find out that we were just gonna go all the way down to the bottom. There was no way we were gonna end up at the restroom right there. I was like, my heels had to go, because when I looked at the number of steps that I would have to take, and your girl's been in the gym and my knees aren't the best already, and I've been applying pressure trying to fix the issue, and my heels were not low, honey. They were not low. If they were right here, I would show them to you, but my heels weren't low. Oh, hell no. The good thing is it was all carpeted, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go for it. My daughter was so embarrassed. She's like, Mom, oh my God. I was like, girl, I'd rather risk being seen bare feet than to risk these knees. Found the restroom, and then we were gonna leave, but then we could hear from the lobby, we could hear that Sarah was back on the mic. And when I tell you, you could feel the power of God moving through that building. I was like, have to head back in. I gotta catch this. But by this time we're in the lobby, so of course it would still be easier for us to get out. And when I tell you, I needed to be there in that moment. I walked back in. We just went back in downstairs, and when I tell you,
For a divine encounter, the woman at the well was not ready to bust a move, but sometimes you need God to put you in a situation. So I had one prayer when we came into this room, and that was that the resurrecting power of Jesus would live in this room and would awaken you to the power that you thought has been left behind. I hear God saying, power arise, power arise, power arise. When power begins to arise on the inside of you, when we partner with God,
It gives us the power to be seen, not just for our highlights, but also with our complications. His exchange with this woman, he talks about her past, a past that she would probably rather not speak about. But I am telling you, there is a power to embrace even the parts of you that once made you cringe. And when we partner with God, it gives us the power to be seen fully. But just like they said earlier, the truth and power can live in the same place. It's how I know I can stand up here and tell you that I am anointed to preach and also nervous and afraid, because I recognize that the truth doesn't take away from my power, and I trust God's power over my truth. So God, I am nervous, but if you're going to use me, I'm going to say yes anyway, because I trust your power over my truth, and I don't have to pretend that it's not real in order to partner with you.
I got what I went for. The questions that I had, the uncertainties that I had, she was speaking to me, all right? It's almost like she's like, girl, where are you going? I got to tell you this. It was like, you know how in the Bible you hear of angels visiting people and telling them what God said or speaking to them, peace be still. That's kind of what it felt like. Like, man, girl, you just going to talk to me like that? And that I got what I went into the room for. And let me tell you, that woman was praying and she was just prophesying over every woman and men in the room. And it was just such a beautiful experience. Like, there's something about broken women gathered in one room, because the ministry that Sarah Jakes Roberts has is that she ministers to a lot of imperfect women, a lot of broken women, a lot of women who have gone through some form of trauma. Like, that's her ministry. And the women were dressed. Okay. The women were dressed like women in power. When I say love it, okay? It was a black woman of all different shapes, size, shades, and I was just here like, girl, one person's like, girl, I love your makeup. I'm like, look at you. When I tell you the woman came prepared, honey, I have no doubt that the other cities will do the same thing. But Houston came out tonight. Houston came out. The woman showed up and showed out in Houston, Texas tonight. I was looking like, it's almost like you're like, man, you know how you go out and you see people and they have nice outfits and you're like, oh, I'd love to wear that shoe. That's just so cute. Oh, where'd she get her dress? I was just in awe the entire time. It was a black, powerful, beautiful woman just sharing a space and connecting together. And it was beautiful. But yeah, that's all I'll share on that. I definitely am looking forward to Woman Evolve in, what is it, in September, is it? I think so. I need to check. It was a beautiful night. I am about to go undress, remove my makeup. I cannot remove the wig because I did put it on. I did lay the wig. I'm going to go undress and I'm going to read my Bible and pray, and I'm just going to soak it in. I still feel like I'm in the zone. I came home feeling like I was poured into. I still feel full. So I'm just going to tap in and just work the word. Thank you for joining me yet again in another video. I do hope you enjoyed this vlog-ish, sit down-ish. This one was a hybrid video. That's it. That is all. I'm about to just go to sleep. I am so tired. What time is it? It is 10 minutes to 12. So yeah, it's my bedtime. Thank you so very much for joining me once again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
There is nothing in the world that you cannot do.